And rank 1, the Lurker. You download the Tor browser at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday because a Reddit thread said the dark web is where the real internet lives. The first site you find takes 40 seconds to load, and the interface looks like it was designed in 1998 by someone who hates colors. Your screen name is Wraith, and you chose it in 30 seconds without knowing that the name you pick in this world is the only identity that matters. You browse listings the way people browse menus at restaurants they can't afford, scrolling through drugs, stolen credit cards, and fake passports with the fascination of a tourist in a country with no laws. You don't buy anything. Not yet. You're just looking, and looking feels safe because looking leaves no trail. Except it does. Every click is logged by your ISP unless your VPN is configured correctly, and yours isn't, because you followed a tutorial written by someone who also didn't know what they were doing. You close the browser and delete your history and feel like you've gotten away with something, even though you haven't done anything yet. This is rank 1, the Lurker, where curiosity opens the door and ignorance holds it open. Rank 2, the Buyer. Your first purchase is a stolen Netflix account for $3 because the risk feels small enough to justify the thrill. You send Bitcoin from an exchange that has your real name on it to a marketplace wallet, and that transaction is now on the blockchain forever. The account works. You log in, and someone else's viewing history stares back at you. And for $3, you just committed federal wire fraud. Your second purchase is a database of leaked email credentials, and you tell yourself it's for research, and you almost believe it. By the third purchase, you stop justifying and start comparing vendors by ratings and reviews, the way you'd compare sellers on Amazon. The marketplace has a 5-star system, a dispute resolution center, and a customer support team. And the irony of professionalism in a criminal enterprise doesn't hit you yet. You spend $400 in your first month, and every package arrives exactly as described, because reputation is the only currency that works when laws don't exist. This is rank 2, the Buyer, where the first transaction teaches you that crime has a shopping cart and a checkout button. Rank 3, the Forum Rat. You discover the forums, and the forums are where the real power lives, because the marketplace is just the storefront, and the forum is the boardroom. Your first post is a question about operational security, and 3 people call you a fed, 2 people call you an idiot, and 1 person sends you a private message that changes everything. The message contains a guide to proper OPSEC, tails, OS, P, GP encryption, cryptocurrency tumbling, and a list of mistakes that got people arrested. You study it the way a medical student studies anatomy, because in this world, a single mistake isn't a bad grade, it's a prison sentence. You start contributing vulnerability write-ups, marketplace reviews, and tutorials on encryption that earn you reputation points. Reputation is the only thing that's real here. Names are fake, faces don't exist, and money is digital, but reputation is verified by every transaction you've ever completed. Your profile shows a green trust badge after 60 verified interactions, and that badge is worth more than a degree from any university. This is rank 3, the Forum Rat, where your digital reputation becomes more valuable than your real identity. Rank 4, the Vendor. Someone on the forum asks if you can source pharmaceutical-grade stimulants, and you say yes before you've figured out how. You find a supplier through 3 layers of encrypted communication and negotiate a wholesale price that gives you a 400% markup on the marketplace. Your first listing goes live at 11 p.m. on a Friday, and by Monday morning, you have 9 orders and a review that says, "Fast shipping, good stealth, we'll buy again." You learn stealth packaging, vacuum-sealed bags inside decoy items, inside padded envelopes, with fake return addresses printed on a label maker you bought with cash. Every package goes through the postal system, and the postal system becomes your supply chain, and the irony of using a government service to deliver illegal goods never gets old. You're making $3,000 a week, and the only overhead is the marketplace commission of 5% and the constant paranoia that every knock on your door is a raid. Your neighbors think you work from home and tech support. Your landlord thinks you're quiet. Nobody thinks the apartment smells like vacuum seal bags and printer toner at 3 a.m. This is rank 4, the vendor, where you learn that the dark web isn't a marketplace, it's a business, and you just became the supply chain. Rank 5, the trusted vendor, after 6 months and 400 verified. Transactions. The marketplace upgrades your account to trusted vendor status. The badge means buyers can finalize payment immediately without escrow, which means you get paid faster, but it also means you carry more trust than a bank. You diversify. Pharmaceuticals, stolen data, counterfeit documents, and a premium listing for custom-made identity kits that sell for $2,000 each. Your monthly revenue crosses $50,000 in cryptocurrency, and you convert it through a chain of wallets and peer-to-peer exchanges that would take a forensic accountant 6 months to untangle. You hire 2 people you've never met to handle shipping, and you communicate with them exclusively through encrypted messages that auto-delete after 24 hours. You've never seen their faces, they've never seen yours, and the business runs smoother than any legitimate operation you've ever been part of. One of your competitors gets arrested because he used his real Wi-Fi to access the marketplace, and his mugshot is posted on the forum as a cautionary tale. You read the post, check your own OPSEC for the 14th time this week, and go back to packaging orders. This is rank 5, the trusted vendor, where the business scales and the paranoia scales with it. Rank 6, the escrow agent. The marketplace admin approaches you with an offer. Become an escrow agent for high-value transactions and earn a commission on every deal you guarantee. An escrow agent holds the buyer's cryptocurrency until the goods are delivered and verified, and then releases the payment to the vendor minus your cut. You're now handling transactions worth $50,000 at a time between people who would kill each other if they knew where the other one lived. The trust is entirely digital. If you run with the money, your reputation is destroyed, and you can never operate on any marketplace again. But the temptation is constant, because you're sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars in escrow at any given moment, and nobody knows your name. 3 escrow agents on other marketplaces have run exit scams this year alone, disappearing with millions in customer funds and vanishing into the blockchain. You don't run, not because you're honest, but because the long game pays better than the short one, and you've done the math. This is rank 6, the escrow agent, where trust is the most valuable commodity and betrayal is always 1 click away. Rank 7, the moderator. The admin promotes you to moderator, which means you now control the rules of the marketplace and enforce them with the only power that exists here, the power to ban. You resolve disputes between buyers and vendors. You remove scam listings. You ban accounts that violate the marketplace's terms of service. Terms of service. On a criminal marketplace. The absurdity would be funny if the stakes weren't people's freedom and sometimes their lives. You have access to internal transaction logs, vendor communications, and buyer patterns. And that data is worth more than anything being sold on the platform. Law enforcement would pay a fortune for what's on your screen right now, and you know it because 2 moderators on other marketplaces were FBI informants. You start vetting new moderator applications personally because a single infiltration can bring down the entire operation. The job pays well, but the hours are 24/7 because the dark web doesn't close, and disputes don't wait for business hours. This is rank 7, the moderator, where you enforce laws in a lawless place, and the biggest threat isn't the criminals, it's the law. Rank 8, the developer. The admin asks you to help build the next version of the marketplace because the current platform has vulnerabilities that law enforcement is actively probing. You write code in a language that leaves no fingerprints, no comments, no style patterns, no metadata that a forensic analyst could use to identify you. The new platform runs on a custom onion service with multi-layered encryption, automated escrow, PGP integrated messaging, and a kill switch that wipes every server if a single node is compromised. You build it in 4 months from a laptop that has never connected to your home network, using a mobile hotspot registered to a name that doesn't exist. The launch goes live at midnight, and within 48 hours, the marketplace has 12,000 users, 800 vendors, and $3 million in escrow. You built a criminal empire's infrastructure the way an architect builds a skyscraper, except this building exists in the space between encrypted packets and nobody can see it from the street. The marketplace admin sends you a payment of $200,000 in Monero, and you realize you've just become the most valuable target on the platform. Because if law enforcement can't find the admin, they find the developer, and developers leave traces in their code the way painters leave brushstrokes. This is rank 8, the developer, where you build the machine that runs the underworld, and the machine becomes a map that leads back to you. Rank 9, the admin. The original admin disappears. No warning, no message, just a wallet that drains overnight and a login that stops working. Either he ran with the money or someone ran with him. Either way, you're the only one with the keys to the backup servers. You become the administrator of a marketplace with 40,000 active users, 2,000 vendors, and $60 million in annual volume. Every transaction, every dispute, every vendor application, every security threat, every law enforcement probe passes through you. You don't sleep more than 4 hours at a time because the marketplace operates across every time zone, and a DDoS attack at 3 a.m. can cost $1 million in lost escrow. You implement a dead man's switch. If you don't check in every 72 hours, the servers wipe themselves and the cryptocurrency in escrow is distributed automatically to vendors. The switch isn't just security. It's a suicide note written in code, and it tells the world that if they come for you, everyone loses. You eat alone, you work alone, and you carry the weight of 40,000 people's secrets on a laptop that you keep in a fireproof safe bolted to the floor. This is rank 9, the admin, where you sit at the center of a web you didn't spin, and every thread leads to a cage or a grave. Rank 10, the Multihomer. You don't operate on one marketplace anymore. You operate on 7, simultaneously under different names, connecting supply chains across the entire dark web ecosystem. Vendors come to you because you can move product across platforms. Buyers come to you because you guarantee delivery across borders. You are the connective tissue of the underground economy, and if you disappeared tomorrow, 6 marketplaces would feel the tremor. Your cryptocurrency holdings are distributed across 47 wallets in 11 different currencies, and the total is a number you stopped counting at 8 figures. You've never met another human being in this industry face to face. Every relationship is text on a screen, encrypted and ephemeral. The loneliness of it is something nobody warns you about, because the dark web sells everything except companionship. You sit alone in a room with 6 monitors and a connection to the largest criminal economy on Earth, and you can't tell a single person what you do. This is rank 10, the Multihomer, where you connect everything and belong to nothing. Rank 11, the Kingpin. Law enforcement gives you a name you didn't choose. They call you a Kingpin because they need a narrative, and narratives need villains with titles. Interpol has a task force. The FBI has a case number. Europol has a file. And none of them know if you're 1 person or 10. Your operation moves $200 million a year through the dark web, and you've never touched a physical product. You are pure infrastructure, a system of systems. A ghost that exists only in encrypted messages and blockchain transactions. The marketplaces you operate on have been seized 3 times, and each time you migrated to a new one within 72 hours because you planned for this. But planning doesn't stop the paranoia. Every car that parks too long outside your building is a surveillance team. Every new forum account is a Fed. You haven't used your real name in 6 years. You haven't made a phone call in 4. You communicate exclusively through text on devices that are destroyed weekly. This is rank 11, the Kingpin, where the crown is invisible and the throne is a chair in front of a screen that's always watching you back. Rank 12, the Dread Pirate. They call you the Dread Pirate after the legend, because the name outlives the person and the person is already gone. You've transferred control of your empire to a successor you trained for 18 months through encrypted messages, and neither of you knows the other's face. Your last act as admin was activating the dead man's switch protocol and walking away from every device, every wallet, and every identity you built. You live in a country that doesn't extradite, in a house you bought with cash that was converted from cryptocurrency through 12 intermediaries. Your passport is real, but the name on it is not. And the person it belongs to died 3 years ago in a hospital you've never visited. You don't use the internet. You don't own a phone. You don't have a computer. The most connected person on the dark web is now the most disconnected person on Earth. The empire continues without you because you designed it to, and somewhere right now, a 16-year-old is downloading the Tor browser at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. This is rank 12, the Dread Pirate, where the name lives forever and the man behind it vanishes into the only anonymity that actual